Good morning, YouTube. Kevin here, coming to you from a slightly misty Cornwall on a Saturday morning. It's not often I go to make a morning video, it's normally of an evening time. In fact, it takes quite a bit of effort to think about putting time aside for this kind of thing for me. There's always a list of other things that need doing. After I finish here, I've got some tiling to do and other odds and sods that need to happen just to keep the house running. Nothing too serious. So, compares quite badly with the likes of the modern gent, who has recently committed himself to 3 or 4 videos a week, and with a young family as well. I'm really impressed that he can make that kind of commitment. And so many of your other pipe presenters out there are sat in front of the camera so often. I'm really envious that they can find the time, but I suppose it's all a matter of choice, isn't it? We all have the same amount of time in our lives, and it's up to us how we spend it. So there you go. Anyway, I promised to try my last unsampled sample with you guys, and that's the Mick McQuaid plug. That's the packet. I've folded it so you can't see all those really stupid health warnings, but there you go. It's a very dense plug. It takes a bit of cutting and a bit of rubbing to get it to a point where you can put it in a pipe. So I've done that bit already, and I've loaded it up into my little Savinelli Condell, and I thought I'd give it a crack. Crack, sound like Backy Burt now. Well, it's quite plummy, quite like a mild Christmas pudding. Reasonably sweet. Not quite sure how it's going to burn. It's quite moist. First impressions? I could probably do with a bit more flavour. Or maybe I'm being unfair, maybe it's just I need a bit of a sharper flavour to kickstart my morning. A bit of coffee. From a delicate little espresso mug that my wife brought back from me when she went on a trip to Barcelona with some friends some years ago. Now we're getting somewhere. There's some kind of topping or casing there that's tickling the back of my throat a bit. We'll have to see. It'll either improve or it won't. If it doesn't improve, there's an awful lot of effort in the preparation for the value of the smoke. And I've had some other tobaccos from this box that been considerably easier to prepare and offer me personally a better taste. Each their own. Anyway, I'm still going through the countless tobaccos that seem to be available, even in the UK, to try and find those that I really like so that I can start building up a bit of a stock and get to a point where I've got my own tobacco bar that I can just wander off and get a shot of something pleasant. I've got a few instant favourites that I like to keep around and probably will keep around, and that's going to include Squadron Leader, of course. That's what I'll go back to time and time again. GQ's English blend is not dissimilar, possibly a little spicier, but I'm still looking for kind of knockout punch. Maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't. Maybe the joy's in the hunting. They often say that, don't they? The real fun's in the chase, and that once you've caught whatever you're supposed to be catching, it loses its luster. Maybe that's the fickle side of man, or fickle side of me anyway. Certainly not true about everything. I'm appreciative of what I have around me. Family, wife. We're coming up for 29 years of marriage next month. Doesn't seem like a few months, really. It's just we know each other really well, great friends more than anything else, and that kind of carries through any of the moments where life gets through and starts to grind you down. The other one's always there to pick you up. We've been a great partnership. I'm very grateful. And I know I'm very lucky. So I forgive her when she pops out of the house and leaves me a list of things to do on a bit of paper on the dining room table, because there's a small price to pay. So what else has been going on? Well, not a lot really. Work. It's been quite a busy week in work. We're a bit short of staff, and we're taking on additional work for future planning, as well as just trying to maintain our ordinary work. So there's a lot happening, but it's all good-natured fun, you know. We all get on well together, and days go from one to the next. I've got no real problems, I have to say. I can't sit here and moan about anything. I know some of you lads out there have had some issues, and I've kind of commented where I can. I had a bit of commentary support, but I'm not sure what value there is in that, really. But there you go. You have my support in spirit, even if I can't actually hold my hand out and say, hey, what can I do? It's nice to see a few new to YouTube faces. Backy Burt, for instance, in Ireland, has just started posting videos. But, as I understand, he's been around the social media type channels for some time. I don't do any other social media. I do have a Facebook account which I visit maybe twice a year to see if there's anything happening, but surprise, surprise, there never is, because I'm never on it. And I cancelled the Twitter account because I just wasn't using it. So this is it, really, and I'm quite surprised that I do this, but there you go, I did it. What else have I got to say? Not a lot. The sun's starting to peek through the clouds, which is an added bonus for a Saturday in September. We've just had the chimneys swept, so we're prepping for the winter. Chickens are happy. We've kind of roofed their run the other day because it was getting so soggy, and obviously the drainage needs to be improved around there, so I just put some corrugated plastic roofing on the run just to keep the worst of the weather off them. They seem to be quite happy over there. Taken most of the apples off the trees. We've had a good crop this year too. It's quite novel. We're quite high up, and often the wind gets to the apples before we do. But this year we've got a good crop of apples. We've a good crop of cookers as well as eaters. The veg plots haven't done so well this year. We've got a few courgettes, and we've had a few raw beans, but not a lot else really. There you go. Still, there's lots of work to do in the garden. It needs to be tamed a little bit before the winter. And the grass will need another couple of cuts yet before it gets too wet to work. But, I think my jobs for today are some tiling to do. I've got one tile to repair, a floor tile that's cracked in the kitchen that needs to be replaced. So my wife tells me she's found a replacement tile. So I just need to pull that one up and stick the next one down. And she's found some other tiles that she wants me to put up in the kitchen, so I'll do that for her. And then I've got a kind of quiet day. I've got a quiet day tomorrow as well, because Jane's working both days this week. So. Although tomorrow she doesn't start till late, so we get the best part of the day together. Well, I think I've probably rambled on long enough. I'm going to crack on and see if I can get some value out of this tobacco. Maybe catch up on a couple of extra videos. While I'm finishing the pipe, then get to work. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay happy.